Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about feeling the beauty that you are, feeling inclusive, feeling accepted, and knowing that we always feel more important when we're a part of something, when we're a part of something that feels like it has importance. Not a false importance, not a self-importance, but something that is important to you that feels like it's in resonance, that it's in your truth, that it's in something that you want to expand upon in each moment. And feeling that beauty that you are is feeling the existential ecstasy that we're here to feel. We're here to feel unique. We're here to be inspired to do things. To be inspired to delve deep within ourselves and to be inspired to impart that within others, but the wisdom shines in feeling into the beauty, knowing that the sensation of the beauty is being channeled through you, and the divinity within the creation that is being shined forth is really ultimately feeling that beauty inside of yourself. So feeling the beauty is becoming that beauty and that ecstasy and that creation and that awareness that shines through every single thing that you do. It's really the inclusiveness, the acceptance, the nature of what you are, and not assuming what you are, but knowing that you are that, knowing that you are the beauty, that you are the acceptance and the love and the giving and the reception and the bliss that's coming out of you, and everything that's being delved deep inside of ourselves to really impart that onto others and really expand upon our empathic nature, to not really take on people's emotions, but we feel the cry of the universe. We feel the tears, we feel the healing, we feel the cleansing of the unworthiness, the cleansing, and also the imbalances being turned into balances. So we're balancing the scales on this human collective. We're balancing everything out so that there is a sense of belonging, there's a sense of unity, that there is a place for everybody. That's why we have spirituality and meditation and many different forms of community. That's why people want community. That's why people gather together. That's why people learn from one another, and that's why people listen. And so that's why we tap in. That's why we clear. That's why we heal, because we want everyone to feel the beauty, because they don't want to feel the suffering, or not a continued suffering, because I believe that most human beings feel that. But it's really just wanting people to not go around the block continuing the same patterns, continuing the same delusions, and continuing the same past life progressions. And so the very fact that feeling the beauty is giving that respect, that is purity, that is there, that is vibrant, and giving that back to another person is like giving them a gift and the keys to the castle, and allowing somebody to feel included, to feel special, to feel pure, to feel like energy and not an object. So I named this live because when I saw the Barbie movie, and a lot of people don't like that movie, but there were some key moments like where I saw the character who played Barbie, she like tapped in and she felt the sadness of like the mom and the daughter, but then she kind of panned around everybody and sensed the depression. She sensed the laughter of another person. She sensed everything coalescing inside of one. And when you awaken, you feel everything so vibrantly and so vividly, and everything is so powerful, and it gets more intense, and it gets more powerful, and it gets more almost like a volcanic eruption, because everything is coming out of you all at once, everywhere, all at once, all the time. So it's this omnipresence activation within yourself to feel the beauty even in the midst of confusion, even in the midst of having a difference with somebody, or seeing someone's beauty, not focusing on what is on the outer appearance, but looking at them as the light of their spirit, as the heart of their soul, as the entity that they are and what they represent in this lifetime. So we look beyond what is just on the outside. We look beyond the pale. We look beyond what is black and white, and we find that gray area within every single person and what their strengths and what their weaknesses are, and that we blend those together so that they become our gifts, really. So our strengths and our weaknesses are really the same thing. Every time we feel like we're at our weakest, we're really at our strongest. And when we feel like we're at our most lost, we actually have profound clarity. There's something that optimizes the current situation and the current stance and the current perception over how you feel right now. So there's this synchronization into seeing everyone as an extension of source energy, even if they're not of that essence, but they are of that essence, and that we can learn from every single human being on the face of this planet, rather they're the garbage man, rather they're your parents, rather they're an actor. We can take something from that and use it in our lives in a very profound way, to where there is no judgment there, but there is only learning and progression and an acceleration over how we can look at other individuals as an individuation of creation, as an entity, as energy. So it's very profound when you look at everything as energy, as a way to optimize your current state of your process, of your consciousness, of your thought processes, of your emotions, and also your empathic abilities, and a way to really delve deep within yourself and to transform, but also make everything more potent, so that there is a potent activation within everything that you do. And there's this sense of empowerment everywhere that you look, because if you're not looking and focusing on the negative and dwelling on the negative and only solely focusing on the things that do not bring you that abundance or that joy or that fulfillment or that ecstasy, then that means that you're always taking the opportunities as they present themselves to you very presently. So I wanted to open that with the live, and I'd recommend a lot of you guys to see the Barbie movie and have an open mind about it, because it is truth. There's a lot of truth in that. I felt like Source was speaking to me through that, and I think everybody has a bit of Ken in them. I know that I saw myself in that, kind of trying to be cool, or it's really a neat movie, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it, because it shows that we all want to feel inclusive and important and loved, and we all want to feel like we're a part of something. We all want to feel like we're loved, and relationships, and that sense of syncopation with others, but also with the universe, and also being fulfilled with finances, being fulfilled at your job, or really wanting to have profound friendships. So it's everything about feeling the beauty that you are is the inclusion, and as you exclude something, you're including something else. So we're always subtracting something from ourselves, but also we're gaining something. And we're finally, as human beings, we're not taking anything away. You know, we're not taking away from the creation. So also, guys, I wanted my opener to be that. So I hope you guys are doing well, but also you guys can book private sessions with me. It's only $120, and I also have a psychic class for $100 and things of that nature. And just book a time, date, and day. I'm Eastern time zone, and just text me on TikTok. A lot of people email me, and they can't really get back to me. So as the message is coming to me, and why I feel like it's important, it's not about just the message or the words or even how I'm presenting it, but it's really the energy that's behind it, or the intention, or what's being conveyed. And if we look at people's intentions, if we look at their message, if we see people endowed within the light of their spirit, then we can already know, without even really looking at them, what they are about, what they want to bring forth, what they want to shine forth within this creation, but also looking at it from a place of non-complacency. So we're not being complacent with the way that we're looking at this. And we're not having a stance or a position or feeling like we're helpless, but we're actually the help that's being presented. We're the assistance. So the resistance is the division and the negativity into feeling non-inclusive, not feeling beautiful, feeling unworthy. Then that's where you get into poverty. That's when you get into the negative cycles that we have to break, and the patterns and the things of that nature. But if we looked at it and seeing everybody as that beautiful creation and that extension and that ecstasy and that understanding, really understanding people, not just understanding them and agreeing with them, because that's kind of enabling the problem, right? It's not an agree to disagree kind of message, but it's more of what's truth and what is false. So if you really feel like Barbie, if you really feel like beautiful and you have, you're genetically gifted, and the way that you're designed, the way that you look, your look, and the way that you emanate that existence, then you will feel like you're in your own Barbie world, in a sense, even though that kind of sounded ridiculous. But what the point is that it can be ridiculous, but something sounds so ridiculous can be very brilliant. So you have to, within your life, just pull the influences and the things from many different things and putting it into a grounded format so that you're able to use it in a way that people can understand it. But also, you have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. You have to be courageous to feel the beauty and the truth and to walk in it and to actually go with it, instead of perpetuating this false existence. Because if we keep perpetuating the false existence and the emotions, the thoughts, or feeling like our spirituality isn't real, or what we've been doing is a lie, or really understanding that before we awaken, the lie that we were living was the false reality. So we have to notice and differentiate from how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive others and how we perceive the world. So our interaction should be, if we're giving off that positivity, if we're giving off the empowerment, and it's not just loving and lighting your way out of everything, but it's really just changing how most human beings go about their day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, how they present everything. So it's kind of like understanding that our worth is not based on how we look. It's not based on how we say things. It's not based on how we go about something. But it's the demonstration of being that example of source energy and being courageous enough and being truthful enough and knowing that what is important is ultimately going to be channeled from you, and learning how to push the boundaries and to set boundaries, but also be able to impart, but also give off and vibrate off, but also vibrate towards being that magnetic force and that beauty that's being channeled from you. It was funny, I remember when I started out doing these lives, I used to get kind of, not butterflies, but a little nervous, so I would talk really fast. And I would talk like I was a rapper or something, like rapping really fast. And what I realized is that is actually not good, because then people are not actually hearing what I'm saying and people are actually not taking it in. And then I had to kind of take it back, be more relaxed, just kind of deliver, right? So that then people are able to compute with it and actually feel what I'm saying, instead of me just blurting it out and just getting it over with because of my maybe insecurities at the time. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like we live and we learn and we grow and we change so that we're able to perfect whatever we're creating, even though I just fucked that up. But it's not taking yourself so seriously, right? It's not, making the message so serious that nobody feels the love or the sharing in it, right? But it's realizing that there's beauty in it anyway, and We don't have to dictate the beauty. The beauty will always shine forth through everything that we do. And it's like, it's just knowing ourselves. It's knowing ourselves without a shadow of a doubt. It's just knowing yourself, being yourself, and knowing that the truth that shines forth through everything that you do will always represent everything that you're becoming. So always be the golden arches, always be that gateway, always be that loving, genuine source of energy for another person, and allowing them to feel the beauty within themselves and feel included and feel loved and feel that direct perception of enlightenment. Because enlightenment is really making everyone feel as if they are as one, feeling the infinity of every single moment, of every single expression, and being from that state of preference. So it's kind of to the point where you're just rooted in this cause. You're kind of cause-driven, but not in the way of, holding up a sign and protesting like the Converse, like the shoes Converse or something like that. But it's more of just like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I present. This is what I share. And then I'm just going to leave it out on the table and allow others to resonate with it, so that maybe one day that they'll step up and speak out and have a voice, so that we can be a voice for the voiceless. Because there's a lot of people who feel shut down. A lot of people feel shut down. They feel like they can't talk about this. I have so many clients sometimes that they just want to talk, and I just let them, because that's what they need. They need to vent, they need to let go, and they need to just speak. Because when people feel heard, and when you're having a dialogue with somebody, it could be a spiritual dialogue, you could be talking about ponies, you could be talking about the new Barbie movie, it doesn't matter what it is. But when you're talking to that person and you feel as if they're listening to you, it makes you feel a different perspective altogether. Right? Because it makes you feel included and accepted and loved in the presence of that person. Even when we're in romantic moments, or you see a romantic moment in a movie, when you see the person like profess their love and profess their undying wishes for their life, or how their life wants to go, and then they grab that person and kiss them. That's why it feels powerful, because the person meant what they said, and they had this state come over them, this state of unwavering faith, unwavering, undying love, and they professed it in a way that was just really heartfelt. It's because they said it and started channeling the beauty that they were. Because they weren't themselves, they were in a completely different state, or else they wouldn't have just said that when they were normally. Or it's like when somebody gets down on one knee, it's because people get a reaction to it, right? It's because it's something that they're stepping out in faith doing, because they don't know what the answer is going to be. They're hoping that it's going to be a yes. They're hoping that it's going to be that way. And then obviously there's a different reaction if there's no. But that's the negative aspect, right? But when you see that in the movie and how it's being presented, it floods your heart, because it's romantic and it's powerful and it's impactful. That's the inclusion, and that's why this is definitely a feminine message, I think. Not necessarily coming from the female perspective, but coming from the divine feminine. Because it really just hits home and gets to the point of, we're all beautiful and unique and special, and we all want family, and we all want to know where we originated from and who our soul tribe is and who we are as a species. It's just the way that we are. We want to know, we want to be loved, we want to be cared for, we want to love others, we want to be of service to others. But we can't do that if we're always looking at their faults. Because when I see all of you who comment and watch me, I don't look at you. I see you as the same as me. I don't see you as anything different. When I have a client, I see them as the beauty of source energy. I see them as the love. I see them as the unwavering faith. I see them as the same as I, because I am because you are, and you are because I am. And I see them as that only. Because why else would we do this, right? Because we want to see others progress. I've seen people overlap me because of not only me being of service, but they took it on. And that was what was beautiful about it. And I'm glad and thankful that they're doing that. And it's beautiful to see people grow even online, people that you've never met before, but their messages has always blessed you. Their meditations have always been there for you, right? And then you remember them for who they were and what they represented and how they had a big impact on you. And some of you could be listening to this right now, and it could be having a very profound impact on you. But that's what it's for, and it has nothing to do with myself. It has everything to do with who's partaking in this partaking in this message, right? I know I'm being a goofball, but you kind of get my point. But it's just the partaking of everyone loving one another and the sincerity, and there is no restriction in that. It's not a point of relation, but it's a point of knowing one another as one, including everybody, acceptance of everyone. And there's been so many people that come on the path from religion. They've been in abusive homes. My parents were, addicts, and I had to get 2 other parents, that, it wasn't the same, but it got me to where I needed to be. It wasn't always easy transitioning like that and losing people that I loved. But it led me to go through that to find someone that I really do appreciate their company, and learning from them and having them teach me and orient me in the ways of the Spirit so that I could seek upon that in an accelerated rate. And then now I'm speaking and demonstrating the ways of the Spirit, the truth of the Spirit, and the essence of the Spirit. So that's why we should always appreciate everybody who is in our lives. It could be our grandparents, it could be our brothers or sisters, it could be lifetime friends, it could be partners, it could be anything in your life, but appreciate that because they saw the beauty inside of yourself, maybe when you did not see that within yourself. And when I said that, I felt that hit really home for some of you. Just think about that. There's some people in their life that saw the Spirit of God within you that you probably never have seen that within yourself before in your life. Because they saw you for what you represented to them. Now, the other aspect is obviously somebody could paint you in a negative light, but they could have only known you for 30 seconds, right? So they didn't know you for 20 years or anything like that. They just knew you for 30 seconds. But the people that have saw the light shine in you, always appreciate them. Always appreciate everything in your life that has happened thus far has led you to be here right now, listening to this message or being with your friends, looking into your wife's eyes, or just even being alone. Some of you like being alone. Some of you like doing things alone because you're just taking that waltz with the Creator. And God wants you to know that you are it. That's the big kicker. That's the big illusion. That's the biggest deception, is that we never look at ourselves as the beauty as we are, as the God that's being manifested and created and birthed into this existence. And Source does not love us less when we're being hard-headed. Source doesn't love us less when we're being hard-headed. Source doesn't love us less when we lose our faith. Source doesn't love us less when we don't handle a certain situation in a very conscious way. But Source will always love you and show you grace and lift you up whenever you are completely low. But we're not lowly. That's why He lifts us up. That's why He helps us. That's why it's a guiding hand. And sometimes it's firm and it's fair, but it's always with the sense of truth and the utmost love. And sometimes it might feel like a slap on the wrist. Sometimes it might feel like that, but it's out of love. So, I think we're going to do a meditation for this live. So if you want to take part in this meditation, feel free to do so. And I hope the internet connection is good. It seems like it is. And I wanted to do this meditation, but also you guys can book private sessions with me. This is White Wolf. It's $120 for an hour session, and I also have a psych class for $100. So, but also if you're doing the private session, if you want to send me contact information, or I'll send you my number so that it's easier for me to text you, because sometimes on TikTok, if people are not on the app, they're not going to get back with me. But I'm Eastern time zone, and just know that I'll get back to you. And I do have an automated message, but sometimes, I don't know, it doesn't do it. I don't know how the internet works all the time. So everybody, allow yourselves to feel into the vibration of beauty, to really embrace your feminine side, but also embrace the vulnerability that you are. And just feel the demonstration of love being given to you, grace being given to you. That it's not something that you have to fight your way for. You don't have to pave your way for that. It's always been given to you, even when you didn't feel like it's been given to you, but it has been given to you. That there's grace, love, and acceptance for us always as the individuation of Source energy. And in this moment, you can just feel the impact of being the message, being the genuine source of energy, being the love and showcasing the beauty always. And just know that you're here to bring that cosmic awareness to everyone so that they can access that cosmic abundance within themselves. So that there is a way that we can combat the negativity, the toxic ways of living, and really create balance within this earth plane, within everyone. Some of you really love to feel significant. Some of you want importance, not a false self-importance, but you want to feel important. You want to feel special. You want to feel the infinity and beyond So in this moment, just allow yourself to really feel as if you include something that you're excluding something else within yourself. And you will feel as if letting go of feeling unworthy, not holding a grudge, not feeling opinionated, not feeling like you have a clear position, that you can feel positionless, that you can feel omnipresence, that you can feel beauty within yourself without having any resistance, any judgments, any biases. That you're just coming from vibration, frequency, truth, and able to give validation whenever it is needed to others. This is where we see everyone as beautiful, as God, as I am because you are, and you are because I am. And when we can see that, when we can see that very vividly, very cosmologically, then we will see everyone as special. Everyone as masters. Everyone as creators. That we're not coming from just feminine principles. We're not just coming from masculine principles. And we're not just coming from it from an empathic point of view. But we're actually feeling consciously. And then when you look into the eyes of another person, you will see yourself looking back at them. You will see through the lens of God's source energy and the great I am. You'll see through the eyes of God. And you don't have to feel and take on everybody else's mess. But you can be aware of it and actually help them through it. Knowing that every day that we go through life, we are of service. In any way, shape, or form, that we are of service. And that you don't know how much your kindness can help someone. You don't know how much of assistance you can really be. You don't know how much heart that you really have. You don't know how much power that you really have within yourself until it is really revealed to you. And that is really walking in the Spirit and the beauty of it. And that it's not flawless. So you don't have to be perfect. But that's the beauty of it all. Seeing yourself as that quantum acceptance. Include everything and exclude everything else that does not need to be there. Allow what needs to be allowed, and transverse whatever you need to transverse. And converse whatever needs to be said. Demonstrate and live by that example. And then the rest is just history. Just be the beauty that you are, and the universe will recognize you as that. Because they've always recognized you as that, but you've had to recognize it first before everything else could recognize its own direct perception of enlightenment. And therefore, that's how you really feel the beauty that you are. And that's how you really become it. And I am because you are, and you are because I am. So everyone take one last deep breath. Exhale. And so it is. I hope you guys enjoyed that meditation. Thank you guys so much. And I wanted to let you guys know that you can book private sessions with me. I'm Eastern Time Zone. Just text me on TikTok. Also, you can text me contact information, or I can text you my number so that you can get back to me. I know a lot of people email me, but then if I don't email them back, then they don't get back to me. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this live feed. I don't know why it's having me send emotes. And also just know that the whole point of the live was just to feel the beauty that you are, to feel accepted, to feel included, to feel as you are in every single moment and every single thing that you want to do within your existence. And just do it to the best of your ability, and do it with all of your heart, and just carry out the message even when it seems difficult to do that. So thank you guys so much. God bless. Namaste. And I'm glad that it was what you needed. That's what it's for. And until next time, this is White Wolf signing off, so it is. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And go see the Barbie movie. I don't care what people say online. It was speaking to me on so many different levels. Because there were so many times, like in the movie, where that they described how it was being an empath, but also making yourself see another location, like remote viewing, basically. So it was like she was getting like a prophetic vision, the actress Margot Robbie, and she was like, looking at I don't want to spoil too much of it, like looking at the mom and the daughter, and was like seeing how their lives were going and how we're drifting apart and not coming together. So when you guys watch that, I really want you to look at that, because that's going to be very profound for you to look at it. And because it really kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, and especially the ending scene. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I would recommend a lot of people see it. And Ryan Gosling was just amazing. He was so funny in that movie, but it was just like, there was something with that too, like he just knew who he was, and he just did it. He just did it. He was just Ken, you know, and that's kind of what we need. You know, that's just what we need. We just need to be in our own worlds, you know, in our own imagination, in our own perfected preference. So thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. And until next time, this is White Wolf. Thank you.